Hello. All right. So we are on our third training, which is our review platform. So we're going to take a deeper dive into and if you look at the bottom corner, our tap card system and stuff like that. So let's dive right in. Um, so the first thing, and I'm not going to spend as much time because I'm assuming you've already watched one of the other two trainings. So I won't take a deep dive into our partners, although these are our partners and they're awesome. We have more partners. These are the ones that we truly promote a lot, but there are a lot more that we promote as well. So we can take a deep dive into all that. The first thing I do want to make sure you understand specifically about the review platform is where you can get that in the knowledge base. So I'm on an iMac. You'll notice that when I do that, you've probably seen that before. But I want to draw your attention to when you log into Project Mapit, the second from the bottom, online support videos. So in this page, I've built out the recording trainings. Right now, there are two trainings. It's training one, the basics, 32 minutes. This is 34 minutes long. I need to put that there. And I'm currently working on training number 3. I also spelled that wrong. I did all of this today. So I will fix some of those grammatical errors. What I would like you to check out as well is if you want to take a deeper dive into our review platform, you can go here. I'm not going to go over all the ins and outs of how to ask for a review, but if you, again, go into this page and go learn about our review platform, you can learn about, I'm going to go over how to set up the page, how to find the Google review link. Um, I want you all to watch the Facebook link. I might tap into that a little bit, and then how to order the cards. This is the strategy that I'm probably not going to cover as much, but again, just forward this link to your sales team and say, hey, under step 4, watch step 4. If you agree with these, I'd watch them first as the CEO, operations manager, president, whatever you are, boss person. I'd watch these first, and when you're ready to task your team that's going to be asking for reviews in person, I would ask you to just send this link to them and say, which ones you want them to watch in step 4. Okay, so these are just strategies on how to ask for a review. So that is that. I'm going to move past this pretty quickly. Demand IQ widget for your website that it's an instant estimator. A homeowner can go in there and see how much a roof is going to cost or a fence, things like that. Coaching, they'll do a 1-hour free consultation. Let me know if you want me to introduce you. We are integrated with Leap CRM. You can push project details straight from Leap CRM over to Project Mapit. You can bring in Project Mapit pictures into Leap. Engage is the deck it's a digital interactive platform, presentation platform. It's one of our longest standing partners, one of our strongest partners, because our map lives within inside an Engage sales deck. Upgrade Finance Options. Amazing company. I've talked to a ton of finance companies. I really like Upgrade. So the first thing I would do is, if this was a live training, I would ask you and your team what you do to request reviews. So this is a magnet. You can see it frayed because, and if you look at the bottom corner, it's the same one here. It's frayed because I use it all the time on demos. These are our Tap Tag cards. We have a company that we use called Tap Tag where you can order your cards, but you can order them anywhere really if you want. And this is a leave behind for the customer. So before your sales rep or whoever's asking for the review, you can leave this card behind, and it takes them to a QR of reviews landing page that is basically what this training is going to be about anyway. Okay. So how do you ask for reviews? I usually ask, do you feel like asking for a review in person is a good idea? Look, some of you are using great tools. You're asking for reviews via like automations through your CRM. Maybe they get to a certain stage in your CRM, like invoice completed project or invoice delivered, whatever. They get an automatic email that asks for a review. Just things to consider. Are you just asking for a Google review? So if you look at this page, this kind of gives you some stats. I want to go over them real quick. You want to have 40 or more Google reviews for Google to look at you as being relevant in your market. So if somebody is searching, bathroom remodeling company, one day bath company, Arnold, Maryland, where I live, what pops up? Google really does look a lot at reviews, Google reviews specifically. So if Google made a pie chart, and I've done this in my other videos, but if they'd made a pie chart, they would section off 15 to 20%. Oh, look at the love. 15 to 20% of what Google sees as relevant for online presence. So their algorithm, they look at having good consistent reviews that you're converting and getting from customers as 15 to 20% importance of your online presence. So Google looks at it pretty importantly. So getting reviews are important. 40 or plus is what you're looking for. You're looking for an average of 4.5 to 4.8. I always ask customers this: why isn't it a 5.0? Why doesn't it say you want an average of 4.5 to 5.0? Google might look at you as spammy, like, oh, there's no way that they can be perfect. Project Map It, I brag, but we do have a perfect 5.0 Google rating. But if we had a 4.5, that would be okay as well. Getting a negative review isn't necessarily the worst thing in the world. Google looks at you as human at that point. When you're asking for a review, I don't think I have this deck in here. I don't. Let me see. Yeah, I do have it. I'll cover that in a second. So 4.5 to 4.8, 31%. That's 31%. The people are willing to spend more, 31% more with companies with good Google reviews. So case in point, or just good reviews in general. Case in point, HVAC company. My HVAC went up November of 2024. I looked at HVAC companies near me. I searched it online. It came up with, the 3-pack. I called Cornet HVAC and a couple others, but Cornet had 300 reviews. And the other one, the next highest one, had like 40 or 50 reviews. I went with Cornet. Cornet was $2,000 more, but I went with them because their reviews showed me that they were local and reputable, and probably what they do isn't going to be messed up. Like, right? I'm not going to call a company to fix the HVAC that they installed 2 years later, whereas I might have for another company without as many reviews. So I spent $2,000 more on an HVAC company because of their reviews, to be totally honest with you. So let's talk about reviews in general. Like this picture shows here, this is actually Pat Martinick. He's one of our employees. This is his girlfriend, Taylor, but we staged a video. And this is Pat asking for a review as soon as the job is done, right? It's when the customer is at their happiest moment. So what better time than to ask? When you're only this far away, let's call it 2 feet away from the homeowner, when the job is done, you already know that they're happy with the job. You've had conversations with them throughout the install, right? Whether that's a repair on an HVAC unit or a full install of a deck or a pool or a roof job or whatever. With all that said, human nature, if Pat here asked Taylor, hey, is there anything like you see here? Is there anything our company did that would stop you from leaving us a 5-star review? She's going to say no. She's going to say, no, I mean, you guys did a great job. Human nature, right? So now you've got her to say, no, I'd leave you a 5-star review. So you've got the commitment from the homeowner. Now it's, if you wouldn't mind leaving an employee's name, if you wouldn't mind leaving a review, I'm going to walk around the house one more time. So Pat's telling her, I'll walk around the house one more time. Make sure the yard's cleaner. If you're interior, I want to just walk the install project area again, make sure that it's clean, everything's picked up. While I do that, do you mind leaving me a review? And she says, no, I'll leave you a review. That's when you can get out that tap card and say, hey, can I tap your phone right now? And while I do it, you leave the review. They're going to say yes. Maybe there's a little pressure involved there, but maybe there's not. So another thing to consider is asking that homeowner, would you mind leaving an employee's name in the review that you felt did an exceptional job? Maybe it's this guy that did an exceptional job. Maybe Taylor, the homeowner, thinks that the person at the front office, when she ever called, or the people that called her to tell her about the process and when Pat would be out there and all that, did an exceptional job. So getting an employee's name in that review is always good because, again, Google algorithms look at that as a real review. So it becomes authentic, and Google likes authenticity. So homeowner taps the card or uses the QR code. You do a final walkthrough, then you thank the customer and leave the business card behind. So we've got a couple things in play, right? You got a tap card here. It can have your logo on it, whatever. You tap the card. She leaves the review, or he leaves the review. In this picture, it would be she leaves the review, and then you walk the house. She's already left a review. Now you're going to say, I'm going to leave this card behind, or hey, I'm going to leave this magnet behind. And on the magnet, it's too hard to read, but it basically says, hey, I'll give you, keep this on your refrigerator. Call us next time you need us. It's got a phone number. It's got the company name. It's got a little coupon of $50 off the next time. So having a magnet with the QR code would be good. Now you might be wondering, what the heck is this QR code going to? So this is a tap card, but on the back of it, it has a QR code. Okay. So let's go through the process of how to set this up within Project Mapit. So I've gone over the knowledge base, the chat support. If you don't know already, we've gone over this in other trainings, is right here in the bottom left when you're logged into Project Mapit. You know, you could even type in, how do I set up, how do I set up my tap cards? So, or how do I set up my reviews landing page? Whatever. So just wanted to make sure, just wanted to make sure you knew that. So chat support, setting up your page. This is what we're going to go over, and then we're going to go over how to order your cards. I'm going to do less on the best practices only because there are videos, and you might already have a process in place in your company that tells your people who are asking for the review how to do it. So let's just go over this. I'm not going to get into this, but we do have email settings. So here you can build out an email, 3 emails that go out if you want. You would say, you'd click this to say, hey, we always say send out 2 days later and 5 days after the original. So email 1 goes out, 2 days later, email 2, 3 days after that, email 3 goes out. So set this to 2 and 5. There's a video on this. Again, that video is right here. If you go to, it's somewhere in here. Reviews tab, probably. Yeah, email settings. So it tells you how to set it up right here. So that would be, again, if you want to take a deeper dive in the email settings, go into learn about the review platform. I'm just kidding. Sorry. Go to down here further and go to reviews tab. And that's where the emails and how to set up your emails go. One thing I do like to say is a lot of people just ask for a Google review. You got to have options. Project Mapit, we are our own review platform. That can be an option. Okay. We'll talk about that in a second, but our review platform doesn't require a login. And just to show you, if I Google one of our companies, Miller's Roofing Incorporated out of PA, they use us religiously, and you'll see like on their Google business profile, see how it has Project Mapit right here. So it takes you to the landing page, which is right here. And if you scroll down to the landing page, it has all of their reviews. So it's got 91 pages of reviews. So just keep that in mind. Bottom line, not everybody has a Gmail account. So you want to have options. So this is a brand. I just made this dummy account, so there are no pins or anything. I just want to show you how to build out your reviews landing page. So you're going to go into reviews. And when I say sorry, I digress again. When I say reviews landing page, I mean everybody's page looks similar. It looks like this. You're going to put your logo on there. You're going to put your review links that you want to capture on here. And you're going to want to put your social media links on there. So this is what I'm going to teach you how to build out. Okay. So you're going to click on reviews on the left-hand side. And then from there, you're going to go to create a landing page to capture more reviews. At the top, you're going to see 2 tabs. The first one is just adding all the links that you want for reviews and for social media. So your social media links and your review links. Over here on the right-hand side, it says add URL for all your review links. And here it's all your social media links. So let's start there. Everybody wants Google first. So let's just go up here and select, this is the source. You're going to say Google. This is the name. The name is this part right here, what it's going to say here. So think about this. If you're a company with multiple Google business profiles and you want to have just one landing page, you could put Google, you could put, here you could put Google review Arnold, Maryland, right? So you can put them all there. You can also build out a separate landing page for every single location. I kind of think just centralize everything, put all your Google reviews here and just put them in one order. I think that's the best way to go. But anyway, this part here, it says internal use only. That's actually not true. I got to change that. It's really what shows up in that landing page right here. Okay. So here, I'll just put something like the word funny so that we remember that. Now, the Google review link. The way you get that, and I have all my tabs open so I can hopefully get through this quickly. So you could be in your Google Drive. For those that don't use Google Drive, maybe you're in your Gmail account, but you're going to go up here and you're going to select businesses. Okay, so again, it's here and you're going to find the business. It might not be right here. You might have to scroll, but you're going to click on business. And then it's going to bring your businesses up and you're going to say, okay, Project Map It is the business I want. And then over here, it's going to say something like ask for a review once it loads. Don't know why my internet is taking its good old time. Okay, so ask for a review. So you want to find that. So again, you go to this, you find business, you choose the business, click ask for a review, and it's going to give you a review link right here. So I'm just going to copy it. Okay, I think it's copying. We'll see. CTP. So then you're going to come up here and you're going to paste it in there. CTP. Yep, this is it. Okay. I always put Google first. The next URL I would always recommend, and this is selfish, but it's also because I think it's a good idea, is to put the Project Map It. When you choose Project Map It, it automatically puts the link to your Project Map It review page. And then we can just name it Project Map It. The other review links we have, and we may not have every single one. Zit, that's funny. We may not have every single one, but what you can do is just see which ones we do have. These are all the ones. They're the main ones. So you can choose there, and it's going to put the nice. If you choose this, what it does is it puts all the. It puts the logo of that review. Okay, so I'm going to just stop there. And next thing I'm going to do is this is in the way. How am I going to get this out of the way? There we go. Sorry for it being small, but my picture's in the way. Add URL. So now my social media links. So up here, let me delete some of these. Up here I have, Facebook. So Facebook, you want to click on reviews and copy that URL. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, on the tap cards, and there's something in our knowledge base for this, on the tap cards, it's not very Facebook is not user-friendly to open up Facebook from a link from your phone. So what I would encourage you to do is under this learn about our review platform right here, click on, there's something for Facebook. What do I need to consider when adding Facebook? I don't necessarily think it's a good idea to add your Facebook because most people are leaving it on their phone, the review, and Facebook phone is not very friendly. Okay, but we'll keep it on there for now. So social media links, at this point, we're going to do the social media links, and good Lord, there we go. And I'm going to add some links. Let's add Instagram. I have Instagram open here, whatever. You get it. If it was Instagram, you would copy your page, your Instagram page. Sorry. And you just paste it there. You would title it Instagram, Instagram. If you don't use LinkedIn, I would consider using LinkedIn, but here's my LinkedIn URL. I'm just copying the URL again. Paste it there. Title it LinkedIn. So now I have my links. I'm going to click save, right? So once you get all the links you're looking for, reviews and social media, now it's time to build your page. So we're going to click on this tab up here. The title of your page, that would be this right here, I believe. Right? So title of your page, you can name it anything you want. Leave a review for PMI. Okay. The image, please be aware of this. It says that the image needs to be 1,000 to 400. So 1,000 width to 400 pixels height. So what I've done here is I've got it pretty set. I use Paint. You can use Canva. You can use anything. You can ask your customer success manager at Project Map It. Can you give us can you make an image for our reviews landing page is what we're calling it. That's fine. So you have this 1,000 by 400. I've got my logo in my other screen that I'm going to drag and drop right here. So there it is, right? I'm going to save that. We'll just save it in the download desktop. Yeah. Logo. I'm going to make it a PNG or JPEG, doesn't matter. Okay, so now what I have is I've just created an image that's 1,000 by 400. So desktop, logo. So now it's updated. Image style, we're going to fix this. Just do image fit. Well, no, I'm sorry, do rectangular. If you do 1,000 by 400 and do rectangular, it'll be a nice fit. The color. Um, the color is the header for your reviews and social platforms. So in other words, the color is this thing right here. So my red banner there and my red banner there. So let's just for giggles, let's make it blue. Make it that color. Okay. Theme, I wouldn't go dark. I'd always go light. I think we're going to just remove dark. So just go light. This is where like you can name, this is the review link label and the social link label. You can get creative. You can do it as we already have review vibes. Follow us on socials. It looks grayed out, but those are what we currently have. You can go in here and change it. But it looks like this. Review vibes. Would you consider sending us a few our way? Follow our socials. So like if you leave it like that, it will say this. If you go in here and say, leave us a review, damn it, and then follow us, homie. This is my stupid sense of humor. My daughter would be rolling her eyes at me right now. So just to show you that what it looks like when it's done. Now, you want to select which reviews are there. So I want my Google reviews, my Project Map It review, and my Facebook. By the way, I didn't show you, but you can organize which reviews show first. I'm going to show you that in a second. So you're probably going to pick all of them, and then I'm going to say create landing page. So now the landing page is created, but everything looked blank. Again, I'm not a big fan of the way our systems works with this. We're going to upgrade this, the functionality. For now, it is what it is. This is how it works. It looks blank, but if you scroll to the very, very bottom, you're going to see leave a review for PMI. See this thing right here? I'm going to have to shrink it because my face is in the way. Oops. Oh, darn it. All right, well, this is going to be a pain in the butt because the landing page is there. My picture here is covering the links. So there's a link button and then there's a QR code generator that you can click and QR code it. But I can copy this link here. So there's the blue, right? Test contracting company. So that's not the header. This part is strictly, so there is no header, first of all. So this is just the name of your company. But it is blue. It says leave us a review, damn it. It says follow us. Now, if I click on Google, it's going to take me directly to leaving a Google review because of the way I showed you how to do that. If I click on Project Map It, this is what your Project Map It review looks like. So just to give you some clarity, you can type Steven. Good Lord, I can't even type my name. Spence. Whatever. I agree. Submit the review. And when you submit the review, well, it's because I haven't published everything yet. So when you submit the review, it's gonna say thank you for submitting a review. But that is how you build out the page. Now, I do want to cover this because sometimes it happens. Let's say you're like, oh, I wanted to put Yelp on there and I didn't do that. Well, what you have to do is you have to go into create your links. You have to, and this is where you can organize them. I always suggest putting Google first, right? But you can drag and drop them any way you want. Okay. So now if I add another URL and it's Yelp, and for whatever purposes, let's just go, I'm just going to pretend and make up a URL. So what I just did was I added something, right? And I come down here and I save the links again. What you have to do is you have to come back here when you build your page, and I'm going to have to pause for a second and show you. I'm going to take my picture out so you all can see it. So what you have to do is, right? So again, just to summarize, we added something, maybe we added something here, we saved the links. You have to go back to build your page, scroll to the very bottom and choose the page. See how it's blank right now? There's nothing, you can't see anything. You have to click the eyeball. the eyeball is going to bring the page up again. So see, now all of a sudden the blue is there, that's there, everything's there, right? So now, and then if you scroll down, you can actually see what it looks like here. So now what you do is, see how Yelp is not checked? You have to check it. So you would check everything. If I wanted Yelp first, I could, you could rearrange the orders, whatever you do. Once you re-edit this, update that, you click the eyeball, and then you check this off, and then click update landing page. So now it says landing page has been updated. And as you can see, you got Google here. You don't have Yelp anymore still. Let's see why. I think maybe because I have to refresh this page. So eyeball, Yelp is selected. Refresh this page. I think that's what you have to do. I think you have to refresh this page. Now let's look. There it is. There's Yelp. Okay. So now you've made your page. Okay. Now you want to, there's two red links here. One is accessing your review. So if you go here, this is the title on the review, the Project Map It review page. So again, this title here is what ends up on your Project Map It review. Okay. Let's see what else. The other one is access your review landing page. You can click on that. It's going to bring up your review landing page. Okay. So that's what those two red buttons are. If you wanted a QR code generator, you can click this and it generates it, or you can just come to you could just go here for those that are smart enough to, not that anybody's dumb, didn't mean to say it that way, but for those that know well and good, hey, I can make a QR code on a QR code generator online, and you want to go to Vista and order your cards there, or order them through some other avenue other than our TapTag partner, that's fine. This is the link. You can also grab the link down here. This is the link right here. Copy the link. So multiple ways to get the link to the actual page. But let's say you want to order through TapTag. So now you're just clicking this button that says order my cards. It brings you to here. It's a little wonky, so that's why I think you should continue to watch this. If you want to order cards or a desk blotter or these are your business cards, you can order something with your logo on it that goes behind the phone. There are multiple things you can do. It's $34 per. So you click on what you want to order. I want to order this. And then down here, this is where it just gets a little confusing. It tells you kind of like everything here, but this is where you copy and paste that link. So once you get your reviews link, you can just copy this, right? Or copy this. But the key is on the first page when you order your card. So you're like, oh, I want to order this. Scroll to the bottom of this page, and right here where it says optional, opt out our free included review software and dynamic QR code pasting a review link. It just seems it's wonky. And when you type it in there, it looks weird too. So you type in or you paste the link to your review page there and then click customize. This is where you can come in here and customize it any way you want. You can upload your image. You all have probably done this at some point in your life, or your marketing team has. So you can upload images. You can, if you want to, I don't think you can't take this out. So if you wanted to not have the Project Map It thing, you can just go to TapTag in general and just start ordering a blank card and building it out yourself. Totally up to you. It's okay with us either way. So that is how you do it. The only other thing I'd say again is making sure that in this section here, learn about our review platform. Maybe just give these 4 videos down here in step 4 a look through. They're all short videos. What's a good way to ask for a review? When you click on this, this is our friends over at Brightside Roofing out of Delaware who made a video. This is Bobby, the owner, who kind of gives you an example of how they request reviews. They have, I think, a lot of reviews and stuff, and Bobby did a really nice job making a video. The other thing that you could do is these are just This is the video I think of. Oh, this is Mike Stearns from a marketing agency talking about it. This tells you where do I get the tap cards and stuff like that and how to make it work. I hope this training helped. Again, reach out to your customer success manager if you need a deeper dive or have follow-up questions. Thanks so much. Bye.